And so welcome to episode number 70, 74. Yeah, that's what my notes say over here is 74. So done 73 of these things already. This is opening Sunday for the NFL. So we're going to call this, Are You Ready for Some? And then I don't know what the sum is because I got way too many things going on this week. So this is going to be another one of those episodes where it's a little bit of the, what am I doing this week? I don't know. Tonight is a little weird because today has been go, 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 go. And we had an event today in Old Town Alexandria where we got to be on board the Tallship Providence, and they were talking to us about the history of the ship, and they sailed the ship out into the like lake, sea, harbor, no, river, the river, find my words. And drinks and food were provided by one of our favorite bars, local bars, that's Captain Gregory's. And we love the folk over at Captain Gregory's. So this evening, we're going to do an homage to the Tallship Providence. And this is going to be an entirely... I know two of the ingredients that are going in it, and the rest I'm just going to make up as I go. So we'll see how well that goes. Last weekend, we saw the latest movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Shang-Chi movie. And so, okay, yeah, it's going to happen. I'm sorry for all of you, like, absolute rum fanatics that feel me. I'm actually going to make a drink with vodka this evening. We are going to do... Here it goes. We're going to do the Shang-Chi-Chi. Yeah, we're going to do the Shang-Chi-Chi. So the Chi-Chi, as you may well know, is a vodka-based tiki drink, riff off the painkiller. So we're going to do one of those this evening, but I'll make a little twist on it. And then just because I want to, we're going to do a drink... a riff off of a drink from Smuggler's Cove called Caribeno, and we're going to swap it. It's usually made with coconut water, and we're going to swap that out and use a sugarcane drink for that, and then pull out the usual sweetening ingredient, because believe me, this won't need it. But it should be light and refreshing, which would be a great thing to have. Unfortunately, what this means, or fortunately, what this means is, I've had several drinks already while I was trying to prep this, so... We'll see how tonight goes. Hopefully, y'all enjoy.
Dave Heinsohn says good evening.
Yay!
Terry says hi, Pooch Star and Emo.
Yay! So we've got
says
East
hello.
Coast, we've got West Coast. Yay!
Yeah. So since he's had a shout out,
the Emo is going to put in an appearance.
Emo is feeling better for everyone that's concerned.
For some of you, you may know that our cat has not been feeling well lately. So here is our kitty. He seems to be feeling much better. We are not going to display his pale pink belly because they had to shave it. No, don't do that. Don't embarrass the poor cat. They had to shave it to do an ultrasound and that sort of thing. But he seems to be feeling better, so that's good.
Yeah.
I've petted the cat. I should wash my hands before making anything. So I'll do that.
Like, why did you pick me up? I was comfortable.
Right. We're all saying that these days. Why did you pick me up? I was comfortable. Why did you make me go into work? I was comfortable working from home. Right. What else did we do? Yesterday was not a total loss from the tiki standpoint. My dear wife went out in the morning and hit up some estate sales and garage sales and that sort of thing. And she ran across an estate sale a day late to the estate sale for a gentleman that had his own bar, and one of the things he had in the bar are a couple of these glass floats, and we got the story from his son that they were coming back from the Middle East and stopped in Italy, and so these are hand-blown glass floats from Italy, and they were hanging in his tiki bar, and the son was like, I would love for them to go to somebody else's tiki bar, and so... now they're going to be prominently displayed somewhere in our abode here. Or out back somewhere, right? So that's kind of cool. We also decided to make a run into the district to see, because there was a few things that I needed to stock back up on. I was getting a little low, and there were a few things that we knew were for sale that we wanted to pick up to add to the rum collection, because apparently that's what I do these days, is add to the rum collection. For some of you, that are already rum nerds, you will probably have heard of this company, Holmes K. Holmes K does independent bottlings of other people's rum. So they will go around, they will find casks or releases that they really like. They will blend and or age those rums and bottle them themselves. And I have never had the opportunity, despite all of the good things that are said about Holmes K, I've never had the opportunity to try a Holmes K rum. And so when Ace Beverage happened to have a Holmes K available, they actually had a couple, I said, let me go ahead and give this a try. So that's what we are going to be doing our toast to this evening, probably two, as well as with. So this is the Holmes K single cask Jamaican Wedderburn style. I do not know what the Wedderburn style is. I don't know. We'll find out. It is bottled at cask strength, which means it's roughly 60% alcohol. So it'll be a little hot. Not as hot as this sucker over here, but it'll be a little hot. Aged 10 years in ex-bourbon casks. 3 of those are aged in the tropics and in Jamaica, and 7 of those are aged in the UK, where this was bottled. So I'm looking forward to this. This was originally distilled at Clarendon Distillery. Some of you may know, the major Jamaican distilleries like Mount Gay, Hampden, Worthy Park. Clarendon is yet another one of those, and I'm a little light on Clarendon's, but not anymore. I've got some Clarendon right here. And this is what we are going to be doing our toast to. So I have...
So it's an old Jamaican mark.
Star says Wedderburn is an old Jamaican mark, which means it's an old particular style of rum. I believe there was a notation on the bottle, trying to remember, that it has a particularly long fermentation period, which is kind of cool. Most of the Jamaican rums, the pot still rums, will have a longer fermentation period, and many of them also use open tanks, so that you have, in addition to whatever other yeast they might be using, they also have whatever yeasts happen to be in the air in Jamaica, which gives it a kind of very distinctive feel. So here we go. I have glasses here, tasting glasses. I poured those
Christophe,
just a few minutes ago.
Say hi to everyone.
Oh, we do have studio audience member. Yes, indeed. Also, big fan of the fact that football season has started.
Absolutely.
Right? As Vaughn B. Wild here, obviously a Patriots fan. I mean, Broncos fan, right? We're all like Patriots. Oh my God. And clearly, of course, I'm sporting the Dolphins colors because we got word that apparently both of our teams won
in the W.
In the W. Now we haven't confirmed that, but hopefully true, right? For this evening. We'll go back and check that out. So here's a glass for you, sir, and here's a glass for my wife. And Christophe and I used to work together at IDA,
Yes.
yeah, where I still work. Yes.
Broncos 27-13.
Oh wow!
27-13 Broncos, yay! So we're gonna swirl this around a little bit. I mean, this is it's actually a fairly light color for a 10-year age statement.
17-16.
17-16.
Wow.
I'll take that win over the Patriots any freaking day, especially in Gillette Stadium. Stick a nose in there. Yeah, that's a pretty typical Jamaican nose. That's there's some rotting fruit in there.
Colleen Bolam says hi.
It's very different from, say, the Worthy Park or the Hampden rums that we're used to. It's really hard to describe. I think there's some caramel notes, maybe burnt sugar, certainly on the nose.
I would say it's sugar.
Yeah. Now, first sip is going to be hot because, like I said, it's, what is this, 59% alcohol, so that's going to be pretty hot to start with. Very hot to start with. Nice flavor profile, but very hot to start with. If you just take that first initial sip, really, if you're drinking anything that's over about 50% alcohol, I don't expect to get a whole lot of flavor off the first sip. What you want to do is sort of acclimatize your tongue and palate to the heat of this, and then come back and try it again. Oh, this has a really long finish though. Oh man. Is that peach? What the heck? There's like stone fruit finish on there. Wow.
There's definitely stone fruit. Oh, so the most well-known Wedderburn style is a blend of plumber and Wedderburn style, which would be Smith and Cross.
Oh, okay. If you didn't hear that, Star was saying that probably the most well-known Wedderburn style is actually a mix of Wedderburn and plumber style, which you would know that rum as a Smith and Cross rum, which is, you know, fantastic, high-proof Jamaican mixing rum. Oh, that's very nice.
That's got a really long finish.
How you doing there, Christophe? I know your experience is not so deep into the high-end rums, but you've got some experience with whiskeys and bourbons, right? How does this compare?
It's good.
It's good.
But this is... That taste afterward, it's just long. Yeah.
It's such a long feel. You're like, when is this going to end?
Exactly.
I do not know. I do not know. So, this is quite good. I would never mix with this. No, there's so many subtle notes here. You would lose them mixing it. This is a sipping rum. Definitely. This is quite good. But this is hot, so we're gonna go with the Caribeno.
Keith says hi in text.
Keith says hi in text, which probably means that he's banned again. It's all right. It's okay. We love you, man. Keep up the good fight, right? Okay, keep it up.
Give him a hell.
You keep up the good fight, so we don't have to, right? That's important. So the Caribeno is Caribeno, Cariben, vinculum O, is a traditional drink in the Caribbean, and there's a variation of that drink that is served at Smuggler's Cove and is in the Smuggler's Cove textbook on tiki. And we're going to do a variation of that. So the Caribeno uses 4 ounces of coconut water, a half ounce of a Demerara sugar syrup, and then 2 ounces of some column still rum. It's simple, straightforward, just those 3 ingredients, plus a whole passel of ice. We're going to change that up a tad. So we are actually going to skip the Demerara syrup entirely, and instead of the coconut water, which we just lengthen it with, what we're going to use is an ingredient which I have been dying to work with ever since I had my first sip of this, and that is sugarcane drink. So this is, it's just a liquid. I mean, it's not a soda. It's kind of like coconut water, except it's made from sugarcane, right? So it's definitely sweet. So that's why we're going to pull the the syrup out, because I don't want it to be too sweet.
We had it at Elephant Jumps Thai restaurant.
Right. Oh, that's the other thing. This is really good for cutting heat on spicy dishes. So I'm kind of hoping, the heat here maybe will be cut, and this will be a little lighter drink. If you're a fan of like Thai iced tea, and you see the sugarcane drink on the menu at a Thai restaurant, I would advise giving this a try, because I think you'll like it, especially if you're trying to avoid, say, heavy caffeine late at night while you're enjoying your drunken noodle. Yeah, this might be a better option for you. So we're going to do that. So we are also going to swap out the rum. Instead of using a lightly aged column still rum, I'm going to use a regional blend, because we went to Ace Beverage and got a new rum. So we're going to go ahead and use that. I have not yet tasted this rum. I'm going to just run my nose over it and go, oh yeah, that'll be fine, I'm sure. So,
we have Ruth.
We have Ruth! Yay, Ruth! Oh, right. Next drink, I will talk to you about what we've been doing all day, right? So up to this point, we've been talking mostly Saturday and the various things that we've done from Ace. The Holmes K is only one of the rums that we purchased. We did also pick up the Banks 5-year, which I'm going to be using tonight in this cocktail. This is the Banks 5-year, lightly aged, 5 years. Other things that we have gotten. I did not have any rum from Grenada in my collection. I do now. This is the River Antoine Estate Grenada rum. I was thinking, oh man, I should make a cocktail with this because this would be really, really yummy and really interesting. Unfortunately, this is 69% alcohol, and I'm gonna have to work with this to figure out what I can do with this. I was gonna, I'll just make a daiquiri. No, I would burn the back of your throat using this to make a daiquiri. So we're not gonna do that this evening. We'll save the rivers for some other evening.
But it has had rave reviews.
It has definitely got rave reviews. The other thing, so I had never seen this before. Groguet. This is the Barbosa Amado and Vicente Groguet Cape Verde single rum. I do not, in fact, have any other rums from Cape Verde, and so we've opened this. This is a really distinctly interesting rum. The first sip of this rum hits a spot on your mouth that rum doesn't normally hit. Usually rum hits sort of the outside of the tongue, the sweeter portions, sort of the base center, right? This went straight to the top of the palate. It was like, whoa, what? And this really high note in there. And I was like, this is bizarre rum. It's cool, but I'm gonna have to play with this to figure out like what I want to do with this. But it was an education, and that's different. And it's still from sugarcane, and that's pretty freaking cool. Natural agricultural, artisanal techniques, whatever that means. Spontaneous fermentation, so they're not using industrial fermentation, and pot still distillate. So it's all straight coming out of pot stills as opposed to column stills. So also, pretty awesome. Took a little sip of that last night, and it rocked. So, but that's not what we're using this evening. And the rest of the stuff that we bought is filling out the back bar in terms of things that I was just getting low on and needed some more of. Because I didn't want to run out of Dr. Bird, so we got to get some of that. We actually did run out of Kasasha, so I needed to do that. So we now have Kasasha. Yay! We can do caipirinhas again. Yay! But that's not what we're doing. We're doing the Caribeno. Okay, so the Caribeno requires freaking 12 ounces of crushed ice and is a blended drink. Okay, so we're going to go one of those and one of those. To start with is 4 ounces, normally of coconut water. We're going to use 4 ounces of the sugarcane drink. If I can get this open without busting my fingers. There we go. Music playing Insect Surfers. That's who this is, right?
Yes.
If you're a fan of surf rock, Insect Surfers are just cool. They are. They're still recording. They're not so much the straight classical surf rock. They just have a different twist, and they're so much fun. And yes, if I ever get a chance to hear them play live, I definitely will do so. Assuming we're not locked back down again. That's all right. Speaking of which, this last week we actually did brave a music venue. We went out to a local venue called the Birchmere, which does all sorts of different kinds of music, folk and Americana primarily, but all sorts of things. We've seen acts as disparate as Ann Wilson and Melissa Etheridge and Greg Brown and Wednesday was it? Tuesday.
No, Wednesday.
Wednesday, sometime earlier this week, COVID, doesn't matter, right? We saw Blue Oyster Cult, which was Star's second time seeing Blue Oyster Cult at Birchmere, and that was a lot of fun. They definitely have a lot of fun still playing together, which is awesome. It's great to see people together for decades still enjoying playing with one another as opposed to the Eagles. So 4 ounces of the cane drink, and then we're going to go 2 ounces of rum. And again, the original recipe calls for 2 ounces of a column still, lightly aged rum, and we're just going in a completely different direction. There is column still rum in the Banks 5, but it's not only that. So we're going to give this a shot, see how this goes. I'm going to do one for Christophe and then one for my wife, and hopefully I'll get a taste of one of the 2 of these. There we go. This goes back here. All right, 12 ounces crushed ice. It's a little more than a scoop and a half. So there's a scoop. A little more than a half. Stick that under the blender here. Stick blender, or spindle blender, of course. Flash blend. Flash blend means basically you just want to get quick aeration here, so we're going to go like 5 seconds. That's it. That's all we want. It's about 5 seconds or so. All right. Well, that's interesting. That's it nicely foams up. That's kind of cool. I think that works. That's really light, refreshing without being tart like so many other cocktails would be. I think I probably would want like a squirt of lime in there just for me, but no, I think that's actually pretty tasty. So let me then put this in a couple of glasses for folks. I'm going to go with Mai Tai glasses just because they're handy mostly. That's why. And this is supposed to be strained and served over cracked or cubed ice. Do I know why? No, this makes no sense to me. I do not know why you want to serve this over cubed ice after you have done a flash blend with crushed, but ours is not the reason why. Ours is to just do
Drink
what the frickin' drink the cocktail, right? That's what we're supposed to do. So we're going to do that. Looks like the Mai Tai glass was the right glass for that. Not bad. Stick a straw in there. How about a mint sprig? Sure, we'll do a mint sprig.
This is off that Ziggy Plays Surf Guitar album.
Yes, it is, definitely. Because this is Ziggy Stardust done in a surf style.
This is Let's Dance.
Oh, Last Dance. Oh, right. Of course it is. What am I else doing? Oh, right, we need cocktail umbrella. Why not? So I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the first time we went to Tiki Tolteca in New Orleans, we were sitting there talking with the bartender, and he was bemoaning the fact that his staff had misordered, and they had gotten just some ungodly amount of these paper umbrellas. He's like, "Do you want one? You want a box? Here, you take. I have so many Tiki umbrellas. Please take them." I'm going to hand that over there, and then I'm going to do the same thing to this one, which is wow. Whoop. Things falling. Oh.
That's yours.
There. And there. Looks good. I may need more crushed ice later. We'll see. 2, 3, 4, 5. Seems good. We'll strain this. See, I told you it was like foamy and fluffy.
Yeah.
Right. Do that. Sprig of mint. Sprig. A sprig, not like 6. A sprig. Here we go. Smack the mint. Dave, you watching? The other day I was, oh yeah, right. I was So one of the interesting things, so I like to get massages on occasion, and I have this sort of unique relationship with local masseuse where she lets me put on whatever music I want to play while I'm getting massaged. And most people are like, oh yeah, I want Zamfir's pipe music or some weird, and I'm like, no, I want to play Crystal Method, or something along those lines. And so I have this Pandora station which is uses a seed for Crystal Method, and about 3/4 of the way through the massage we got Prodigy doing "Smack My Bitch Up." I was just like, not sure this is quite what we want for massage music, but it fit the mood I was in, right?
Yeah.
So Smack My Mint Up.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
right?
that's where you went with that.
You're all going, where is he going with this story?
Ooh, that is very light and refreshing.
Yeah. The rum certainly comes through. The Banks definitely comes through there, but it's not like you're drinking rum straight. I still think.
Do you want to sip before I walk away?
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm gonna drink some Holmes K, and I'll be quite happy. I may drink some other things up here.
That's yummy.
I
can taste that sugar cane.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely taste the sugarcane drink. It's a nice complement to the rum. I do think that this requires just a little bit of citrus in there. I would want just a squeeze of something in there just to brighten it up just a tad. And part of that is because, coconut water is just so clean and refreshing and doesn't have very much flavor to it. But the cane drink does bring a certain sweetness to the cocktail. I'm absolutely not putting additional syrup in here is the right call.
Right.
Any additional syrup would make this way too sweet. You don't want to do that. I'm just going to sip on some Holmes K because... Hold on a second. Happy place over here. I'll be in my bar. No, wait, how's that work? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that's quite tasty. All right. So there's drink one. There's a variation on the Caribeno. So there is another known variation of the Caribeno. Instead of using the column still lightly aged rum, they use a London dry gin. So I was like, that would be an interesting drink. I'm not sure that using the gin and the cane drink would actually be a really good mix. It's worth trying at some point, but you don't need to watch me go as I go, well, that's clearly not the right mix there. So we'll do that some other time. We'll do that offline and figure out how that will go. So what else has happened? Today was a day where we got to go on a Tallship out on the Potomac River. And we met lots and lots of people, and they were very cool and very fun. And if we weren't doing this broadcast tonight, we'd probably be at a bar with several of them still drinking. But it did mean that we had a couple of cocktails ahead of time, and it was a nice day to be out on the river with the sun and the wind, and life was just good. And some really nice cocktails from Captain Gregory's, including a mezcal and chartreuse cocktail that I thought was utterly fantastic. So the name of the Tallship is the Providence. And so what I thought I would do is try and throw something together to kind of commemorate the occasion of being out there on the Tallship Providence. And I knew that we had some Providence rum from Haiti. So I was like, oh, well, definitely I should be using this. So this is distilled from crystalline sugarcane syrup and juice from Port-au-Prince in Haiti. Right? This is clocking in at 57% alcohol. So again, a fairly stiff little beverage here. Stiff little distilled spirit. Very raw, very grassy, very akin to a Clarin. Sort of, if Clarin and Rum Agricole had a bastard child, it would probably be this, right? So that's where this comes in. But okay, so I could do something that uses the Providence rum. I've done that before, yay! But then my wife reminded me that as a wedding gift, friends of ours got us a couple of rums from up in, is it New Hampshire? Is that right? New Hampshire, right? And you're like, okay, so why does that like trigger anything? It's because the distillery is called Tallship Distillery, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to do a blend here of 3 different rums. We're going to use the Tallship Appledore, the Tallship Spiced, and then the Providence cane rum, and put those together in sort of a grog Mai Tai-esque thing. Some of you that follow some of my other accounts may have noticed that I also posted a picture from a menu the other day. We were at a diner. That shall go unnamed. And the food was quite good. I mean, from a diner perspective, you go in, you want some eggs, some hash, a chicken fried steak, an omelet, something along those lines. Great diner food. But if you look at their cocktail menu, down at the bottom of the cocktail menu, they've got like a rum runner, and they've got a 3 dots and a dash, and I'm like, ooh, 3 dots and a dash. That's like clearly, solidly in the tiki. What in God's name are the ingredients they put in this? We usually give people a hard time about calling any drink that has rum and fruit juice in it, calling it a Mai Tai. This was the first time I'd actually ever seen somebody go kind of deeper into the tiki can and pull a name out for a cocktail and then just throw a bunch of ingredients together and go, this is a 3 dots and a dash. It wasn't. No, clearly not. So we posted that to one of the tiki sites that we follow, and it was just this litany of, oh my god, oh the horror, oh geez, like what the, yeah. So did have to point out this is not a dedicated tiki bar. I was like, but what I'm going to do is a bastard of the Mai Tai. So you can yell at me all you want for doing that sort of thing. All right, so what am I going to do? We are going to do a shaken cocktail here. So we're going to go one of those and one of those. I do need some more Mai Tai glasses. Oh, shucks. Do I have more Mai Tai? Yes, I have more Mai Tai glasses. Oh.
And you were going to give me a shout out.
I was going to give a shout out to some people. So, in no particular order, we have a shout out to Jesse and Kelsey. Congratulations on engagement, right? Shivas and Arwen, because you're our kind of geeks, because Arwen and okay. I don't think we actually caught your actual name, but you go by the Del Rey dude, right? And so we're going to check out your stuff there. Go Vintage Barware, right? Yeah, so we're going to have to check that out, because some of money is going to have to transfer hands, I'm sure. The whole Captain Gregory's staff, Brandon, others, etc. The Tallship Providence themselves for hosting this particular event. It is, in fact, the start of Cocktail Week in Old Town Alexandria, so shout out to Old Town Alexandria Cocktail Week. Captain Sam, who we had a nice little conversation with from the Providence Tallship. Jaylit and David, who we've met a couple of times before, like on the Tiki Trail and that sort of thing. It was great to see you guys again. And of course, Nancy and Vince, who were on the previous cruise for this. And because there were 2 sailings, and apparently they drank up all the alcohol. So we only got 2 drinks, and they got more. But that's okay. It's all right. It was fine. We'll forgive them. I'm sure there were others to the crew of the Providence that I chatted with all of them, I think, about various things. And what are those little furry things that are called, or the doodle whackers or something like that? I don't even remember what they're called.
What are those called?
Right. So they take like rope that has broken or frayed, and they fray it up even further. They wrap it and they fray it up even further. And when they set sail, the mainsail will run between lines that have these frayed bits on them. And what it's designed to do is keep your mainsail from rubbing against the lines, right? So it gives it sort of a softer spot to go up against. So there's less of a chance of you ripping your mainsail. So I thought that was cool. And it's got this weird name. that they all like absolutely adore and think is totally funny, and I think it was too. I just don't remember it because I've had some cocktails. All right, so what are we going to do with the Tallship Providence? Okay, first of all, we're going to go the usual way I do, which is to start with the sweet, sticky ingredients because I would like to be able to get them out of my jigger. So we're going to start with a ½ ounce of orgeat in each one of these. Right there. Oh, I should probably shake this just a little bit more. I shook it before the show, but I should give this another shake. So, orgeat is essentially a syrup that is made with almond milk. And if you make it from scratch, you are taking almonds, you're roasting them lightly, mixing them with a little bit of warm to hot water, running them through a food processor.
Baggy Winkle.
Let them sit and soak up water for a little bit, and then you are crushing them via a nut bag or it's not parchment paper. What's the stuff called?
Cheesecloth.
Cheesecloth. There we go. You just squeeze them out. You squeeze all that milk out, and then you add sugar to it, heat it up in order to get a sugar syrup that is essentially lightly almond flavored and very thick and really nice, and adds a great mouthfeel to the cocktail. So I'm going to split my sour base here. I'm going to split the sour base a ½ ounce of lemon and a ½ ounce of lime juice. And the typical Mai Tai is going to be just a full ounce of lime juice, but I'm going to split it because why? Because I think I need the brightness of the lemon to help counter some of the sweetness of the two Tallships. The Tallship rums are pretty sweet, especially the spiced rum. They're good. It's nice to support a distiller, a domestic distiller, but they are a little on the sweet side. And then we're going to go a ½ ounce of the lime juice because we don't want that flavor to be, the tartness to be just up front. We want it to linger a little bit, and lime juice does have that effect. I thought I saw my cat running around here somewhere. Must not be. Nope, that's just someone's feet. That's what that is. All right, what else are we going to do? So we got lemon, we got lime, we got orgeat, a little bit of curacao. So we're going to go ½ ounce of orange curacao. And here I'm going to use my usual choice, which is the Pierre Ferrand dry curacao. I keep a great big bottle of it in the back and just keep refilling the little one, because the little one is a heck of a lot easier to pour from. Okay. So your typical Mai Tai is going to go with 2 ounces of rum, and often those 2 ounces are split between sort of an aged Jamaican and a rum agricole. So what I'm going to do is actually 3/4 of an ounce of our Providence because it is pretty potent. So I'm going to do that. We're going to sort of treat this as if this is the rum agricole. But because it's so hot, I'm cutting it back just a tad. The spiced Tallship rum, almost by its flavor profile, feels like it has like an allspice dram kind of added to it. And I don't want to overpower the cocktail with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm only going to go a 1/4 ounce of this. Oh, it's so good. It smells so yummy. Okay, 1/4 ounce. Somewhere down there, there's a 1/4 ounce. There's a ½ ounce. There's a 1/4. Rat. Come on. Where are you? Wow, is that really? Okay. It says that's a 1/4 ounce. I'm not sure I believe it. There we go. So 1/4 ounce and 3/4 an ounce is 1 ounce, which means we need another ounce of some rum. And we're going to go with the Appledore, the Tallship Appledore. So full ounce of this. How we liking the music this evening? We've gone from surf music to definitely some exotica, sort of exotica, kind of a light jazz, with just some Latin rhythms added to it, some Caribbean rhythms, and the weird like aspects of adding like animal sounds and that sort of thing. It's very bizarre, but also very kind of cool in some ways. All right. There we go. What I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to go a little off book here. I'm going to shake these with cubed ice, and then I'm going to pour them into Mai Tai glasses that have crushed ice in them, because you traditionally serve the Mai Tai over crushed ice. I am also doing something that you've seen me do before, which is taking a little bit of lemon and lime peel. Here I've cut the tops off lemons and limes, and keep those on my cutting board here. And I'm going to add those to the shaker, and that'll give it just a little bit more of the oil breakdown from the lemons and limes, and add just a little more of that citrus flavor. All right. Do that there. And same thing over here. On the previous drink, you remember I didn't add the ice to both glasses. I added the ice only to one glass at a time. And that was a timing thing. I knew that I was going to have to run them both under the blender. I can only do that one at a time. And I didn't want them to get over diluted. Or I didn't want the second one to get over diluted. But in this case, I can shake both of these at the same time, so I don't have to worry about it.
You had it shaken. David said you just used the 2 ounce side of the measure for 1 ounce.
David, maybe. Oh. Okay. Well, thankfully, this is in fact a Pacucci original, so we'll see. I can't make it wrong because it's the first time I've ever made it, right? It doesn't exist anywhere except in my brain.
Gwen said, adds interesting contrast, and Bonita says hello.
Hello, all.
Oh, and David and Chris had Flora's parents on board, Molly.
Oh, excellent. We need one of these, right?
And we're going to take a trip to see Molly
There's one.
soon.
Molly being the boat that David and Chris have. Well, you know, even if I got the rum proportions wrong, that's actually a pretty darn tasty cocktail. I'm okay with that. One of these glasses is slightly larger than the other. There we go. Those are done. Once again, we are going to add some glass straws here.
Where are those from?
Where would they be from? These straws. Where would we get glass straws from? How about the same place we always get our glass straws from, which is Surfside Sips. And if you would like glass straws as well, particularly glass straws that have things like tentacles on them, or really cute octopi like this guy here, right? See, can you see the octopi? Yeah, it's really cute. You can in fact get what octopuses, whatever. You can get these straws from Surfside Sips, and I believe you can still get a 20% discount if you use the code Lovecraft when you order.
Yep.
Be all caps, LOVECRAFT. So what we have here is sort of a riff on the Mai Tai. I'm gonna smack some mint around, Dave. That's your cue. I don't know what I've done to call the attention of the evil tech gods, but apparently they're having issues. On the bright side of this is that we are in fact going with a different carrier starting, well, starting tomorrow, so you should see the results of that next week. And hopefully one of the results of that is that we don't have video drops. That would be good. One of our dear friends is in fact leaving the local area, and she is traveling across country, and sadly the movers will not take her open alcohol. So she tried to think of anybody that would take all of her open alcohol and use it appropriately. And so we, certainly, yes, we will certainly take your alcohol. Whether we use it appropriately is, I guess, up for grabs and for somebody else to decide. So unfortunately,
David and Chris are back.
one of the things that we got gifted with is a fair amount of a substance that, well, if you've been watching this show at all, I don't make drinks with this substance. But apparently I'm going to have to, because while we got a small bottle that is mostly full of whipped cream infused vodka, and we got a 750 milliliter bottle that is mostly gone, I think, of birthday cake infused or flavored vodka. The other thing we got is this 1.75 liters of American vodka from Kirkland. So the Russians are all laughing because this is American vodka. Yippee. So I need to find something that I can do with this. And, well,
Greg Terry's back.
while I may think that vodka is next to useless in the distilled spirits world, that's not true. Vodka is great for infusing flavors in. If you want to infuse flavors in and not have those flavors compete with the base alcohol, vodka is awesome for that. High proof vodka I use all the time for making my own bitters and that sort of thing. Lower proof vodka, however, it's like, well, what am I going to do with this? Well, as it turns out, one of the things that will get me to overcome my antipathy toward vodka is a good pun. And there are, in fact, some tiki drinks that are made with vodka. One of those drinks is a cocktail called the Chi-Chi. And, well, last weekend we went out and we watched the latest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe called Shang-Chi. So what we're going to do tonight is we are going to use that and we are going to make a pun into a drink, and we are going to call it the Shang-Chi-Chi. Because, yeah, we can do that. So what are we going to do? Well, essentially we're going to make a Chi-Chi. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do a little addition to it, and that's about it, right? So we're going to do the Chi-Chi. So the Chi-Chi...
We have a pod.
We have pod back. Okay, so the Chi-Chi is coconut cream, pineapple juice, vodka, and crushed ice. That's all it is. It's all, all right. There's not even any tartness to it, so whatever. But it's got coconut cream in it, which makes my wife happy. So we're going to go ahead and do that. You may not know this. So in college, we both went to college at Northwestern, and at the time, really the only tiki bar in the entire area was Halakihiki, which has been around since at least the 60s, if not the 1950s. The decor is amazing at Halakihiki. They have so much vintage stuff there. It is just freaking brilliant. It is gorgeous. It is dripping with just flavor. The drinks, particularly when we were in college, were straight up what you would expect from the decades that we were in college. We won't go into those. They were sweet, ice creamy, slushy things to a large degree, and we downed them with gusto, and we loved them. Their drink menu has changed in latter years and become a little more classic and become a little more in tune with what you might want from a classic tiki establishment, which is all to the good. I do believe they still have some ice cream drinks on the menu, though, so you can still have those. All right, so what are we going to do? So I'm going to have my wife come up here and clean out one of my blender tins, because I need a second blender tin.
Camilla.
So that one can go right there. So we're going to start, though, with 1 ounce of coconut cream. So this is a bottle that says Coco Real on it, which is really convenient The Coco Real is really nice. The squeeze bottle is brilliant for being able to squeeze out exactly the amount that you want.
Where'd you get it?
Where did I get the Coco Real bottle? I got the Coco Real bottle from a
Giant.
supermarket, from Giant. However, when it comes to coconut cream, most of your tiki aficionados swear by Coco Lopez instead. Coco Lopez comes in a can. And when you first open the can of Coco Lopez, if you have not really shaken this can or warmed up the can and then shaken it, what you will get is this kind of syrupy, semi-clear liquid and this plug of coconut fat, which is not at all appetizing. But if you do warm that up and make it into a liquid, you can pour it into one of these guys and use that to just squeeze out however much of it you need. And what I did was, I did in fact do that. I used the Coco Real, then I put some of the Coco Lopez in here. I warm it up every time I go to use it, just to break down the fats in there so it does not like plug up and become gross and disgusting. So David was right. I did in fact use, oh my gosh, okay, right. Yeah, so that's not a 1/4 ounce. No, that was a 1 1/4 ounces of the rum. Wow, I'm surprised that came out drinkable, but okay.
It was yummy.
Apparently it was, so we're gonna stick with that. I'm gonna have to figure out what that recipe should be. I will post it in the comments like I always do. You can do either the one that we did or a sort of a more balanced version, although that was really quite delish. I'm out of curiosity. Come back here.
So if you're making 15 to 20 drinks, Coco Lopez, if not Coco Real, is what Brooke is saying.
So these guys are both 40%, so they're on the low end of the rum side in terms of how much alcohol is in them. So I mean, that drink did not come across as being particularly hot and particularly rummy. I mean, it was surprisingly well balanced. But then again, in order for you to make this drink, you would have to have access to Tallship Distillery, which I'm imagining that there are exactly none of you that are currently watching this that actually have access to it. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. It was a good drink. I enjoyed it quite a bit, the couple of sips that I got.
There's a sip left.
There's a sip left, yes. And my studio audience, my wife and Christophe, are looking at me, and they seem kind of mellow and happy. So you know,
We're good.
apparently I've done something all right.
We are good.
Okay, we're good. It's all good, buddy. Pineapple juice. I'm sorry, it's been a busy day. We did not have time to fresh squeeze our pineapple juice. So we are going to use Goya pineapple. So this has a little bit of sugar in it. So this will be a little on the sweeter side, which means it will appeal to my wife. 5 ounces of pineapple juice in these. 5 ounces. If you like pineapple juice, this is a drink for you, right? Pineapple juice. Pineapple juice. If you're a fan of pina coladas, if you like pina coladas, and the rest of the song, whatever the rest of that song is, taking walks on the sand, something like that. I don't know. I've got Insect Surfers playing, so I cannot register any other music in my brain, so that's okay. And there's another 2 ounces. This time I'm actually getting the measures right. Yay! And look at that. All right, 5 ounces pineapple juice in here. And then, Kirkland, baby. Kirkland vodka.
Don't forget the Kirkland.
Don't forget the Kirkland. Can I stick it?
Colleen says, getting caught in the rain.
Getting caught in the rain.
Next line of that song.
Do you like pina coladas? Getting caught in the rain?
You're not into healthy food.
You're not into health food. Apparently we're not. Okay, so can I do this, right? Okay, so we're going to go 2 ounces. Yeah, you should pour this into a smaller bottle, Pooch. Oh, my goodness. Oh, look, I'm dripping vodka all over the mat. I don't care. 2 ounces Kirkland vodka. Come on. And 2 ounces there. That's just a Chi-Chi. What are you doing to make it the Shang Chi-Chi? Oh, just you wait. Just you wait. I need ice in here. We are going to do some crushed ice. There, along with some cubed ice. Such. Stick this under the blender. Again, flash blend. All right. The Chi-Chi is classically served in a Pilsner glass, so that's what we're going to do. Pilsner, right down there. And then we're going to take these guys. So classic open pour with gated finish. So what you do is you do an open pour, some of the ice goes in, and then as you get closer to the top, what you do is you gate the finish so that no more ice falls in. Right, so you get the full amount of the liquid.
You have your new career.
Foams up completely because of the pineapple juice, right? And this is problematic for me because I did not want to fill it up quite that much. Because here's the deal. Spoiler? I don't think it's a spoiler. Can't be a spoiler, right? Shang-Chi.
It's on the poster.
It's on the poster, right? So you got the 10 rings, right, are actually owned by Shang-Chi's father, who's badass. And when he uses the rings glow this blue color, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use Empress Gin to impart a blue color to this cocktail. We're just going to pour like a ½ ounce of the Empress Gin across the top. I could use blue curacao, but this drink is already sweet enough. We don't need to do that. So we are just going to pour this across the top, just like that. And there you go. There is my version of the Chi-Chi called the Shang Chi-Chi. Right? And we're going to we're going to stick a straw in here, just like that. And you could do all sorts of things to this in order to gussy it up and make it look really, really pretty. And I'm not going to do that. How's that? We are just not, at this point, going to do that. We've had technical problems. We've conquered the technical problems. And we've gotten through most of our drinks. I'm not feeling like I want to throw more garnish on there. All right. But I do have a second one coming right there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the nice thing on the Empress is that, see that pretty blue color that's right there? Yeah. As you swirl this around a little bit, it should come in contact more with the pineapple juice, and that will cause a color change in it because it is pH sensitive and it will change pinkish, which has no bearing on the movie whatsoever, but I just think it's cool. Which explains the part where we only have this much Empress Gin left, because I've been playing with color-changing cocktails, and it's
So Amanda says the Shang Chi-Chi looks awesome. Give a shout out to Amanda for her.
Yeah. So Amanda did a version, a couple of cocktails, one blue, one yellow, in honor of the Shang-Chi movie as well. I thought that was very cool.
Inspired you.
Inspired me to do this, right?
Padawan inspires you.
Oh yeah, come on. There you go. So apparently we should have picked up some Empress Gin while we were at Ace.
I guess so.
All right, we're just pouring that
Luckily,
in.
we can get that locally at ABC.
We can.
Amanda said maybe the pink can represent the color of their uniforms.
The color of their uniforms. Oh, okay. Weren't their uniforms red?
That's what I thought.
I don't know.
Maybe a pinkish red.
And very interesting, the foam on the first one, I must have blended it a little longer because it's remaining pretty solid. I mean, it's sticking a good 1/4 inch above the
I noticed
rim
that.
of
No,
the glass.
There's no pink.
There is no pink, right? It is not yet mixed in. I'm assuming that when the
When it stirs.
when the straw goes around, what is that called? Stirring. Yeah, it's one of those days. So there you go, Christophe.
Thank you.
I'm going to drink a vodka drink. Oh my gosh. It's pineapple and coconut. Yeah,
That's pretty strong. Yeah.
it's pineapple and coconut. Yep. Here you go, wife.
Okay, I'll be around. I forgot. I have a pin on. I have a Disney pin on.
Disney pin.
I have my Tiki Stitch.
Tiki Stitch. I have nothing. I have no wait. I have
You have
there.
pins. Yeah,
I
you
have,
have an orchid
I have
from.
an orchid from Captain Gregory's.
Yeah.
Yep. From
He
one
got
their
lots of compliments on his hat today.
Yep. Lots of talking about all the various pins on the hat.
Yeah.
Like, including comment about the Taiwan pin on the hat.
Yeah.
So if you don't know the story of the hat, this is an expensive hat. This is like
that's yummy.
it's coconut and pineapple.
I
It has
know,
no other
it's
flavor
yummy.
to it, right? So there's a pin there, right? That is the national flag of Taiwan, which is there to remind me of where I got the hat, which was from a street vendor in Tainan, down on the south coast of Taiwan.
Oh, wow.
So this hat cost me like $250. That's so pretty expensive hat until you take the exchange rate into account. This is 250 new Taipei dollars, which is something like $8.50, $10 American, something along those lines. So yeah, that was a fairly inexpensive hat, and as a consequence, I didn't feel too bad about taking and punching a bunch of holes in it to put pins in it. And this has become the default drinking hat, and the pins change depending upon mood and where we're going and who's been nice to me lately. So like over here we have Drink More Rum, and this is from Lion Distilling, and longtime viewers will note that we've partaken of a fair amount of Lion rum over the years, including their Rockin' Rum and a few other things. So there we go. So that's the Shang Chi. That's the Tallship Providence, and then my riff on the Caribeno. So there you go. There's 3 cocktails. Yet another week. This is episode 74 in the can, and this is Lovecraft Cocktails signing off and saying, I still don't have a sign off, so we'll figure out something at some point. Send me your suggestions for a Lovecraftian quote that I can use to
What's
sign
the
off the
award?
broadcast, right?
The award is a cocktail.
Okay. there you
Yeah,
go.
the award is a cocktail. Great. Yeah, you know what else will get you a cocktail? Stopping by the house. But that's okay because they're decent cocktails, right? At least
I
people
gotta
seem
do
to think
this
so.
more often.
Yeah. When the studio audience says, I got to do this more often, apparently we've done something right. Okay, everyone, thanks again. We couldn't do this if you didn't tune in. Well, we could, but it would be kind of pointless. So we will talk to you, some of you, all of you, maybe, again in a week's time when we do episode number 75. 3/4 of a century doing this. Okay, we'll talk to you folks all later. Have a good evening.